Welcome to College Candidates by Campus Bound. This is University of South Carolina.
Give us a brief overview of your school. That would be wonderful.
The University of South Carolina is the public flagship university of the state of South Carolina. We are dropped in the state capital of Columbia, which is often voted one of the top college cities in the country. So it's a great location for students to come down. We're about 26,000 undergraduates, so we are relatively large on 480 plus acres of land. But I would say if you ever had a chance to come down to visit the university, you're going to feel it plays much smaller than that. So it's a great place, a beautiful place. So please come and visit if you have the opportunity and you're interested.
What kind of a student would be a great fit for your college?
Yeah, I think a student who is looking to get engaged, when I talked about us being the large public flagship university, the opportunities available to them, whether it be in research, in study abroad, in clubs and organizations, in athletics, on top of all the academics that come with being at the university, it's really someone who kind of wants to have a passion for the university that they're at and get engaged all across the community on campus. Obviously, location is a big draw for us being down in South Carolina. It's a beautiful area. So if you're looking for a Southern school that is a large public flagship that has all the opportunities that come along with that, we tend to be a good fit for that type of student.
Awesome. What makes a college application essay resonate with you and your fellow admissions colleagues?
The way I would define it, the way I try to define it to families is don't tell us the what, but tell us the why and the how. In other words, why did this particular thing help you and become the person that you are, and how did it help you become the person that you are, and why does that matter in terms of what you're going to bring to our university? So it's just your chance as a student to tell us something that we're not going to get anywhere else on the application, most likely. So put some time in, edit, make sure it's in your own voice, which is the other thing. And oftentimes students will start to edit their essays, their personal statements, to the point where we start to understand this is not you talking anymore. So make sure it's always you talking and telling us a story that we can't get somewhere else. I tell the story of, it's okay to talk about, I was a hockey player. It's okay to talk about hockey if you want to. If you love the game, talk about it. But talk about it in such a way that kind of shows us how it has created the person that you are. Tell us something that's different than you scored the game-winning goal, but other things that made it an important part of your life and why it translates to what you're going to bring to that next level.
What advice do you have for students going through the oftentimes very stressful college search and admissions process?
Yeah, this is a tough one. So as I told you before, I was on the other side, and my three pieces of advice: number one, start early. There are so many opportunities and choices out there, wonderful ones that students can have an opportunity to select from. So getting it from here to here is very challenging. So starting early is key. Be intentional, which is kind of a weird one, but you have to be intentional with this process. You can't just willy-nilly the college search process, because if you do, by the time you get, you have students who are applying to 50 schools, they're admitted to 45, and then you're right back where you were at the beginning. In other words, you don't know, how do you choose from that? So when you're intentional with your list, it makes the process much simpler. And then at the end, it makes the identification of that final choice for you, that one, much, much easier when you get there, because you were so intentional in creating that. I hate to use the phrases, but we use them anyway. The reach, the safety, and then the middle schools, right? I mean, that's the way you want to build your list, but you want to love all of them. If it's 10, you want to be happy with everywhere you land, so all 10 of those schools. So, and if you've done that appropriately and been intentional throughout developing that list, then you're going to be fine when all this is said and done. And the last one is the hardest one, which is have fun with it. Enjoy it and don't be stressed out about it. I mean, if I tell students to do research of where did all these people that you're, I don't want to say, people that you hear about in the world, whether it be the business world, the entertainment world, or whatever it might be, look where they went to school, and you're going to be pretty surprised at where they did go. Meaning, you can be successful wherever you go as long as you do the work when you're there. So enjoy the building of the list, because 85% of your opportunities in college come from outside the classroom. You need to love what's there. The academics will come if you put in the time. You have to love everything else about that. And so when you're there, enjoy it. Look around, see if it's a place you can hang out with for 4 years, and the people that you're going to be hanging around with, are they people that can be your friends? But smile when you're doing it. Don't stress out. So those are my three kind of most important tips, I think, when you're going through the process.